Welcome everyone to East Los Angeles College, where we have the 2025 PCSC Championships Day 2 Thursday evening finals on tap for you. Should be a great night of fast swimming. Just to give you a quick rundown of things this evening. By the way, my name's Tony Hausman, bringing you the championship meet for the second year in a row via the live stream. So tonight on tap, we'll have the women's 200 freestyle relay, followed by the men's 200 freestyle relay. Then it'll be the finals of the women's and men's 100-yard butterfly. Then we'll move on to the women's and men's 400 IM, the women's and men's 200 freestyle, and then we'll cap off our night with some exciting relays, specifically the 400 medley relay. So should be a great night of swimming. Looks like we'll be ready to go here in just a couple of minutes, doing our best to keep on schedule and keep things moving along. It's been a cold, not so cold, I guess, warmer than yesterday, but it's been drizzly and raining all day today. So in case you're not aware of how things are set up here, the teams actually, most of them anyway, are set up on a giant patio. Just in the video, if you look across the way, you can see the big glass garage doors open and all those tents. So people have been trying to stay dry under those or going back to the hotels or whatever to keep athletes warm and dry today. So looks like we'll be starting here in, well, I got a minute or two on my watch. Never know, we might start early. So see if I can't get some things ready for us here, since we're close to starting on the screen for you. There's at least a start list for you for this first heat. It's not letting me do lanes, but at least you have a start list. So kicking off with the 200-yard freestyle relay for women here, we'll have the Masters B relay in lane 3, the Westmont C in 4, and the UC Santa Cruz women B relay will be swimming in lane 5. I think we're giving some instructions from the officials to these swimmers today. So appreciate your patience, those of you who may be watching the live stream. New service this year. We've been working through a couple of wrinkles. Hopefully we've got all those dialed in. All the previous sessions are posted in the playlist now, so if you did miss something and need to go back and watch, you are more than welcome to do that. Apparently we're waiting until it is officially, well, I officially have 5 o'clock. There we go. All right, looks like all the software is working fine at the moment. Not that any of you listening particularly care, but we tied the scoreboard system into our live stream software today so we could get the scoreboard here working the way it should be. So my responsibilities have upped. So, all right, enough of that. Let's talk about swimmers in the water. So leadoff swimmers were Ballantyne, Nemitz, and Canaday for Masters Westmont and Santa Cruz. Now in the water for Masters in lane 3. That's Engel. Neiman in 4 for Westmont, and Ma in 5 for Santa Cruz. Looks like Ma's going to take Santa Cruz to the lead midway through this race with probably almost a 2 body length lead. In the water now for Santa Cruz, that's Harriman swimming in lane 5, Robinson in 4, and O'Connor in lane 3. Santa Cruz lead maybe slightly less than it was at a body length and a half, but with only a 50 to go, I think it's going to be difficult for Masters and Westmont to catch them, but you never know. We've seen stranger things happen in the pool. Some an anchor for Santa Cruz in 5s. That'll be Sparks, Savannah Sparks. Mackenzie Rion for Westmont, and Michaela Power swimming anchor for the Masters. Things are getting tighter in this race, with Westmont passing Masters and gaining on Santa Cruz, but let's see. Santa Cruz B hangs on for the victory. Next up, we'll have our second of 3 heats in this women's 200-yard free relay. In lane 1, we'll have Westmont B, lane 2, East Bay B, lane 3, Soka A, lane 4, Firestorm A, 5, Westmont A, 6, Firestorm B, Concordia B swimming in lane 7. Swimmers in the water from 1 to 7. That'll be Garrison, Pishak, Sherpek, Moore, Pizzone, Pekin, and Martha. Looks like lanes 2 and 7, East Bay B and Firestorm B. And oh, here comes Firestorm A. Well, it's East Bay B to the wall first in lane 2. Looks like they might have about an arm's length lead as we hit the turn on this second leg. That lead, that is Giannini swimming for East Bay, pushing this lead out close to a body length. Looks like second, that's lane 5. That would be Sprawl for Westmont A. It is East Bay to the wall first. Bustamante trying to make a bit of a move on Shirley. That's Westmont A trying to catch East Bay B. Down to a little less than a body length. Meanwhile, Firestorm A in third. As we get to this anchor leg, it's French in the water for East Bay. Marquardt in the water for Westmont A. That's lanes 2 and 5. In lane 4, that's Eilers for the Firestorm. That's your top 3 at the moment. East Bay B trying to hang on to the lead. Westmont A trying to hold off Firestorm here as we come to the wall, but it is going to be French who brings East Bay B home to first place. Westmont A getting second, Firestorm A getting third. Final times there, 137.52 for East Bay B, 138.07 for Westmont A, and 138.35 for Firestorm A. So next up, we'll have the women's 200-yard freestyle relay. The final heat, meet record in this event, in case anyone's curious. That's 1 minute 32.40 seconds. In lane 1, it'll be Biola A with Gordon, Smith, Taylor, and Munholland. In 2, Santa Cruz A with Shea, Hawk, Grunder, and Armstrong. In lane 3, Alaska Fairbanks with Pecora, O'Connor, Bristor, and Pangburn. In lane 4 for East Bay A, Dressel, Carlson, Caraway, and Fajardo. In lane 5 for Azusa Pacific A, Wilson, Sivison, Sato, and Suelas. In lane 6 for Concordia A, Leland, Carver, Landon, and Maki. In lane 7 for Masters A, Busk, Bussey, Sears, and Dyer. And rounding out our teams in this fastest seeded heat of the 200-yard freestyle relay for women, Fresno Pacific A, Lambert, Nordy, Gunsteinsdottir, and Matoli. Looks like lane 4, that's Dressel for East Bay, out to a slight lead as they hit the first 25 wall. Here comes Wilson, though, up on Dressel's shoulders. They come to the wall. It's Azusa Pacific and East Bay and Azusa Pacific. As they come out of the water, it's still those two teams. Perhaps East Bay with a slight lead. That's Carlson over Sivison to Azusa Pacific. They make the turn. East Bay extending their lead out to just under half a body length. Battle for second and third, though, between Alaska Fairbanks and Azusa Pacific. Moving into the back half of this relay now. It's still East Bay A pushing that lead out to almost a body length, but the battle for second between lanes 2, 3, 5, and 6. Any of those teams could get second in this race. East Bay going to go into the final leg with the body length lead. Alaska Fairbanks moving into second on that last leg. Azusa Pacific now relegated to third. That's Pangburn, the anchor for Alaska Fairbanks. Fajardo for East Bay. That's your top two at the moment. Fajardo for East Bay in 4. Pangburn for Fairbanks in 3. It's East Bay first to the wall with the victory in a 1:33.64. Alaska Fairbanks second in a 1:34.28. And third is Azusa Pacific, 1:35.88. That's your top three, everyone, in this final heat of the women's freestyle relay. I expect those will be our top three, as I can't imagine anybody from the previous heats beating those top times. Next up, we'll have the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Kind of crazy after all this noise in the pool. Suddenly it's calm. Perhaps we could call it the calm before the storm as we get ready to start another set of relays this evening. As soon as we get things finalized here, I'll start giving you some information on our relays that'll be in the water here. There we go. In the first heat, we'll have 3 teams. In lane 3, it'll be Santa Cruz B. That'll be made up of Howard, Keesby, Shee, and Hybe. In 4, it'll be the Simpson A with Bartholomew, Lowell, Hugavine, and Schroeder. And in lane 5 will be Concordia B. Perhaps. I don't see anybody there. As I say, I don't have any names for that relay. Looks like we'll just have the 2, Santa Cruz B and Simpson A, lanes 3 and 4. Out to the early lead, that's Bartholomew for Simpson A, pushing that lead out to almost a body length here at the end of this first 50-yard leg. Next in the water for Simpson, that'll be Lowell. For Santa Cruz B, that'll be Keesby. .23.29 leadoff for Howard for Santa Cruz B. Simpson, 22.04 to give Simpson that little over 1 second lead after the first 50. Third in the water for Simpson will be Hugavine. Lowell with a 22.50 on that last leg. She in the water now for Santa Cruz. Keesby split at 23.69. Anchor swimmer in the water for Simpson. That'll be Schroeder. Hugaveen wrapped up his 50 in a 23.99. She for Santa Cruz making up a little over a second on that last leg with a 22.74. Lead still, however, 1.2 seconds as Schroeder heads for home, being chased by Heidi. Going under the final flag, Schroeder's going to bring Simpson A home to win this first of 2 heats in the 200-yard freestyle relay for men. And that wraps it up for us. 131.24 for Simpson's A relay. Santa Cruz B comes home in a 133.97, about 2.7 seconds back. Next up, we'll have our second heat of the men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Imagine the pool's going to get a little loud here, everybody. All right, everyone, sitting in lane 1, it'll be Ottawa, Arizona with Massis, 10, Rooney, and Perucho. In lane 2, Biola A with Monreen, Fitzgerald, Slazak, Marcassini, Ayala. In lane 3 for Concordia, Storer, Van Rensburg, Dos, and Irvine. In lane 4 for Fresno Pacific, Moore, Artisan, Petre, and Hansen. In 5 for Santa Cruz, Rutan, Koika, Hussein, and Sinclair. In 6 for Masters, De Santos de Oliveira, Crabtree, Satanto, and Mora. In lane 7 for Firestorm, Porritt, Vanderlingen, Trettel, and Lee. And in lane 8 for Soka, Zernecki, Frazier, Bean, and Holt. First to the wall, it's Fresno and Santa Cruz. Making the turn, those two teams out to a little over an arm's length lead. That'll be Moore and Rattan. Let's see who's to the wall first. It's Rattan, 20.56 for him and a 20.7 for Moore. Koika for Santa Cruz pushing that lead out on Fresno Pacific and the rest of the field. About a half a body length lead for Santa Cruz now over Fresno Pacific. Fresno with about a half a body length lead over Concordia. That's Hussein into the water for Santa Cruz A, Petre for Fresno, and Dos for Concordia. Those are your top 3 at the moment as we're in the back half of this 200 freestyle relay. Crowd getting excited and into this. Santa Cruz with a body length lead now over Fresno Pacific. Fresno with about a body length lead over Concordia. Anchor swimmers in the water now. Sinclair, Hansen, and Irvine for those top 3 teams. The battle for 4th place, though, between Moore of Masters and Irvine. Marcassini Ayala of Biola. Hansen trying to make a move for Fresno, but Sinclair holds off Hansen. Santa Cruz with the win, 120.66. Fresno second, 121. Concordia third, 123.23. Masters coming in 4th with a 124.93, followed by Biola in 5th with a 125.75. Step away for a moment, everyone. All right, as you may have heard over the PA, not sure if it came through, but we're in the midst of a bit of a break between the relays and the beginning of the individual events. At some point here, I expect us to have awards. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to hit my podium camera here, make sure it's working. Yes, it does appear to be okay. After it's like I need to center that a little better, but too many people down there at the moment. We'll take care of that at the next opportunity. All right. Oh, looks like we're doing awards now, so let me get those things up there for you. Sorry about that, everyone. Had a question you need to take it. So there's your top three in the, whoops, that says men's 200 freestyle relay. I'm sorry about that, everybody. It's the problem with getting questions in the middle of things. Sorry, there's your women's 200-yard freestyle relay. Sorry about that. Azusa Pacific A finishing third in a 1:35.88. Alaska Fairbanks second in a 1:34.28. East Bay A with the win in a 1:33.64. Glad we got that changed prior to the men coming up. So I say sorry about that, everyone. Next up, we'll have the men shortly here. Like you say, we'll get that centered a little better too when I get a break. All right, next up we do have the men now, so let's get the men's results up there for you. There we go. There's your men's 200-yard freestyle relay. Third place finishers, Concordia A relay in a 1:23.23. Fresno Pacific A finishing with a 1:21 even. And your PCSC champions in this men's 200-yard freestyle relay, Santa Cruz in a time of 1:20.66.
Your attention, please. For diving for the women, 3-meter championship. In 6th place, from Azusa Pacific University with a total of 244.25, Madison Schneider. In 5th place, from Biola University with 295.10 points, Lauren Smith. In 4th place, from Concordia University at 349.95, Chloe Miller. In 3rd place, from Azusa Pacific University at 356.20, Allison Ferrer. In 2nd place, from Biola University at 405.70, Abigail DePina. And in 1st place, also from Biola University, total 418.60, Lorelei Carney. Congratulations, Lorelei.
Sorry about that, everybody. Beauty of being a one-man show. You got to run around, fix cameras, and move people and whatnot. Anyway, women's 3-meter diving. In 3rd, Allison Ferrer from Azusa Pacific. 2nd, Abby DePina from Biola, and your champion in the women's 3-meter diving, Lorelei Carney.
For the men's 1-meter championship, in 5th place, from University of California, Santa Cruz, with a total of 212.40, Trevor Masters. In 4th place, from University of California, Santa Cruz, with 247.15, Benjamin Taylor. In 3rd place, from Biola University at 263.90, John Grasso. In 2nd place, from University of California, Santa Cruz, with a total of 292.95, Charles Short. And in 1st place, from Biola University at 334.35, Sebastian Burgos. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Competition resumes at 36, right? We said 36. Competition starts again at 36. 34.
Swimming will commence again in 5 minutes at 34 past the hour. We will have the 100-meter butterfly for the women starting in 5 minutes.
My son swims for Concordia. Yeah, we live here in Yorba Linda. You know Devin? Stop was our first team. Yep. Yep.
Competition pool is now open for a few minutes prior to the start. Again, we will be starting our next event in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, I was. Okay. What year did you leave? Oh, okay. Great. So are you from North Orange County? Okay, how did you end up in?
That was my first U.S. country.
Oh, you. Got it.
Thank you.
I'm on my own. I'm a little scared. I haven't done scores yet.
We are about 2 minutes to the beginning of event 15, women's 100-yard butterfly. All right, up next, event 15, the women's 100-yard butterfly. We have 3 heats.
It's up to us. It's up to us. We're ready.
One minute to start.
All right, sorry to step away again.
This is the first heat of event 15, the women's.
Looks like we're getting ready to start the women's 100-yard butterfly. This will be your C final. In lane 1 for Biola, it'll be Angie Amati Kashani. Lane 2 for the Masters, Cameron Bussey. Lane 3 for Azusa Pacific, Marcelina Halazwak. I can't even say that today now. Halazwak, there we go. In lane 4 for East Bay, it's Justine Garcia. 5, Santa Cruz's Medha Raguraman. Lane 6 for USC, or for Santa Cruz, Fiona Lay. Lane 7 for UC Santa Cruz, Caitlin Armstrong. And in lane 8 for Alaska Fairbanks, it's Adeline Berry. Looks like out to the early lead, it might be Armstrong down there in lane 7. Actually, it's Adeline Berry to the wall first in lane 8, followed by Grog Huraman in 5. Almost anybody's race still as we make the 75-yard turn. Holy cow, everyone. Looks like only lane 1 with no chance. As we come charging to the wall, 2, 5, 6, and 8. Berry on the outside trying to bring the smoke. Oh my goodness. It is Berry in a 58-31 to win. Halachak with a 58-46 to finish second, and Garcia third in a 58-56. In case you're curious, the top 7 places separated by a mere 0.6 of a second in that heat, everyone. Next up, we'll have the women's B final. In lane 1 for Westmont, it'll be Emma Bustamante. Lane 2, Azusa Pacific's Ashley Cochran. Lane 3, Cal State East Bay's Reese Verone. Lane 4, Concordia's Naomi Nakaya. Lane 5, Cal State East Bay's Bella Shirley. In 6, it's East Bay's Allie Dudley. In lane 7, Fresno's Lily Sramko. And in lane 8, it's Arizona Christian's Eva Garreau. See if this race has the same level of excitement as our previous heat. At the moment, it's looking like lane 4. That would be Naomi Nakaya. She's going to get to the wall first. Her split 26.56, followed by Bella Shirley of East Bay with a 26.84. And in lane 7, Sramko third with a 27.18. Nakaya out to almost about a half to 2/3 of a body length lead as we come under the flags. It looks like it's going to be Nakaya. Is Shirley going to hang on for second? Shirley fading to 4th as Ashley Cochran for Azusa Pacific comes in second. Nakaya wins with a 57.05. Cochran second with a 58.12. Third goes to Dudley in a 58.31. And Shirley fades to 4th with a 58.49. All right, everyone, this is our championship final. A lot of red in this one, it looks like. Swimming in lane 8 for Biola, Morgan Camphor. In lane 1 for Cal State East Bay, it's Alexia Fajardo. In lane 7 for Santa Cruz, it's Kirsten Boyle. In lane 2 for Cal State East Bay, it's Brooklyn Dressel. In lane 6, it's Allison Yancey of Biola. In lane 3, it's Lily Caraway from Cal State East Bay. In lane 5 for Azusa Pacific, Michaela Mamura. And your top qualifier this evening, representing Cal State East Bay with an entry time from prelims. 55:30, it's Tahani Kong. First to the 25 wall, it's Brooklyn Dressel in lane 2. Tahani Kong with those long underwaters coming off of every turn, moving into the lead and coming into the 50. It's going to be Kong and then a whole host of people in second. 25.65 for Tahani Kong's opening 50. Second at the wall, actually, East Bay's Alexia Fajardo in lane 2. Third was Lily Caraway from East Bay. Right now, it's 2 East Bay swimmers in the lead. That would be Tahani Kong and Alexia Fajardo. Fajardo actually giving Kong a run for her money up there in lane 1. This could be extremely close for first. I think Fajardo maybe. And it is Fajardo winning in a 55-32. Second going to Kong in a 55-42. Third in that battle, 55-90, goes to Biola's Allison Yancey. Those are your top three finishers in this A final. Lots of blue on that scoreboard. EB, BU, EB for the top five going to East Bay in that 100 fly A final. That's an impressive feat from the Cal State East Bay women's team. Put 4 of the top 5 in the A final. All right, next up it'll be the men's 100-yard freestyle relay. This will be the C final. Swimming in lane 1 for Biola, Tate Fitzgerald. Lane 2, Fresno Pacific's Antonio Montez. Lane 3, Concordia's Jacob Van Rensburg. Lane 4, Ottawa, Arizona, Joshua Cohen. Lane 5, the Masters, Keaton Satanto. Lane 6, Fresno Pacific, Seth Rollins. Lane 7, Biola's Eli Hausman. Lane 8, Biola's Wyatt Miller. See if this heat of the C final of the men's gives us as much excitement as the C final in the women's this evening. Perhaps not as close as what is that lane 4, Jonathan Cowan getting out to a little bit of a lead, followed by Antonio Montez, then a host of other swimmers. Looks like it's going to be Cowan making, no, it might actually be Montez making the turn first, extremely close between Montez in 2, Cowan in 4. But don't count out Van Rensburg. And here comes Satanto. Also, here comes Rollins. Here comes a whole fleet of people. And the winner is Jonathan Cowan in a 51:03. Second going to Antonio Montez, 51:12. Third to Jacob Van Rensburg. Oops, yes, third, Jacob Van Rensburg, 51:20. All right, up next shortly we'll have our B final. Just as a note for those of you listening online, apparently we did get the men's scoring all squared away late yesterday, so it scores 24 now instead of 16, so we'll be able to provide you some team scores throughout the evening. In this B final in 1 for Concordia, Sam Diamond. Santa Cruz's Kyle Rattan in 2. In 3, it's Dobson for Arizona. 4, Fresno's Audison. 5, Fresno's Beat. 6, it's Biola's Andrew Hansen. 7 is Santa Cruz's Jude Robinson. And in 8, it's Santa Cruz's Charlie Hussein. And it is Jude Robinson and Charlie Hussein down there in 7 and 8, getting to the wall first in this B final. 22.86 and 22.96 for those two men. See if going out pretty fast in this B final, we'll see if they can hang on as the rest of the field is extremely even. Lanes 2 through 6 trying to chase down those two Santa Cruz swimmers. Here comes Beat Veet from Fresno Pacific in 5, trying to catch them. And up there in 3, it's Dobson, I think, maybe coming in for it. Oh, Jude Robinson hangs on for the win in a 49.95. Dobson second in the 50.14 for Ottawa, Arizona. Third is Beat Veet from Fresno Pacific, a 50.22. Those are your top 3 in this B final. Next up here, we'll have the men's A final, and here we go, everyone. In lane 8, first swimming for Santa Cruz, it's Bryson Schmidt. And in lane 1 for the Masters, it's Nilton DeSantos de Oliveira. In lane 7 for Concordia, Logan Irvine. In lane 2 for Biola, it's Nathan Griffin. In lane 6 for Santa Cruz, it's Morgan Madrill. In lane, sorry, got myself out of whack there. In lane 3 for Concordia, Jaden Hernandez. In lane 6, or lane 5 for Fresno Pacific, it's Sullivan Moore. And in lane 4, your top qualifier on the evening with a prelims time of 48.61, representing Santa Cruz, it's Andrew Koika. Nope, starters bringing everyone up out of their start stance. 3 Santa Cruz swimmers in this A final. See if we can see who gets to the wall first. That looks like it's lane 4's Andrew Koika first to the wall. On his shoulder though, Jaden Hernandez. Jaden Hernandez looking like he might get to the wall first. It is Andrew Koika, actually. Sullivan Moore, 22.62. Koika, 22.78. Hernandez, 22.89. And De Oliveira, 22.95 at that first 100 to keep this race extremely tight. Still Koika and Moore at the moment. And it is Koika first to the wall in a 48.95. Second place a tie between Sullivan Moore and Morgan Madrill. That'd be Fresno Pacific and Santa Cruz. So Santa Cruz going 1 and 2, so to speak. And after that tie for second and third between Moore and Madrill, it was Jaden Hernandez coming in fourth in a 49.56. So I had someone tell me earlier today that we probably have everybody under 50 in the A final, and they were extremely close. Only one swimmer not cracking the 50 barrier, though they did in prelims today. So it looks to me like a lot of people looking through prelim times and results here. Looks like everybody off a little bit this evening, swimming just a little bit slower in most cases. Best I see is a person who swam the exact same time as this morning. So people off just a little bit this evening, at least in this men's 100-yard butterfly. See, next up on our list this evening, we'll have some awards for the men's and women's, or women's and men's 100-yard butterfly. And then we'll move on to the 400 IMs. Some exciting races there this evening in those 100s, 100 butterflies. Not sure how quick they'll be to do the podium here. We have several people warming up for those 400 IMs. Hopefully we got everything squared away and I won't have to do any more running around throughout the evening. Assuming we have a couple of minutes after we do these awards, I'll see if I can't get you some scores. Perhaps maybe, I can't tell you what event these would be through, but I could potentially.
Fly, we need you over at the awards area, please, along with the coaches.
Trying to bring in the PA person for championship announcements this evening. See if you can't add to your feel like you're here experience when we get to that point. Let's see. All right, let's see if I can't find some scores for you while we're waiting. So
it wasn't supposed to be a.
All right, let's see if we can. Oh, they might be ready now for.
Allison Yancey. In second place from California State University East Bay at 55.42, Tahani Kong. And in first place, also from Cal State University East Bay, at 55.32, Alexia Fajardo. Congratulations, women.
You ready for the men? Somebody ask if they're ready for the men. They're always tardy.
There's some team scores for you. Not 100% sure it's set if that's through event 15, the 100 fly or not. But East Bay with a 97-point lead over Azusa Pacific and 123 points over Biola. So East Bay with 487, Azusa Pacific 390, Biola 364, Santa Cruz 310. Moving on to the next page.
For second place. Interesting. At 49.31, we have Sullivan Moore from Fresno Pacific University and Morgan Madrill from Santa Cruz. And your first place winner from Santa Cruz at 48.95, Andrew Koika. Congratulations, gentlemen. Up next,
There's your men's scores at this point. Santa Cruz with a bit of a commanding lead. 600 points. Biola currently in second, 423, though Fresno only back 4 points, 419. Concordia in fourth with 379. All right, now we're into the 400 IMs, everyone. This will be the C final of the women's 400 IM. In lane 1 for Soka, it's Delaney Cowan. Lane 2, Fresno's Natalie Noble. Lane 3, Alaska Fairbanks, Charisma Watkins. Lane 4 for Alaska Fairbanks, Naomi Bergen. Lane 5 for Santa Cruz, Ella Matson. Lane 6 for Biola, Rachel Munch. And lane 7 for UC Santa Cruz, Sadie Breen. And in lane 8 for Westmont, Daisy Marquardt. So first to the wall appears to be Naomi Bergen at that first 50, 29, well, no, not exactly. Looks like it was Daisy Marquardt in lane 8 with a 29.39. Looks like it's going to be 7 and 8, Breen and Marquardt here at the end of the butterfly leg of this 400-yard individual medley. And it is Breen with a 102.93. And Marquardt at 103.4 for those opening 50s for those two. Third was Naomi Bergen for Alaska Fairbanks. Swimming in lane 4, she was a 103.48, just a few hundredths off our lead swimmers. So in the backstroke here, it appears Bergen now moving into the lead slightly, just ahead of Marquardt in 8 and Matson in 5. And don't forget Cowan up there in 1. Those are your top 3 to 4 swimmers. It's actually Cowan now making the flip halfway through the backstroke in the lead up there in lane 1, representing Soka. 35.75, opening 50 for her on that backstroke. Bergen in second in lane 4 with a 36.55. And down in lane 8, Daisy Marquardt with a 36.92, opening backstroke 50. Cowan ever so slightly increasing her lead to just a little over an arm's length, it looks like. She's up there in lane 1, don't lose sight of her. Then it looks to be Bergen in second in lane 4, third Munch in lane 6. And the person that's really hard to see down there in lane 8 at the bottom of your screen, Marquardt in 4th. Just about 1.7 seconds separating those top 4 as we enter the breaststroke. Now looking down at the pool, it's a dead heat between those 4. Actually, Bergen and Munch making the 25 turn in a dead heat. Those two beginning to separate themselves from lane 1's Cowan and lane 8's Marquardt. Munch starting to even separate herself a little bit from Bergen, so Munch of Biola going to be first to the 50 mark in this breaststroke leg. Split that in 38.36, almost 2 seconds faster than Bergen, who was 40.01. Third to the wall, Cowan was 42.40, almost 4 seconds slower than Munch. Marquardt fourth to the wall, almost 3 seconds slower than Munch. So Munch definitely extending her lead here on this breaststroke leg, which I've seen many an IM, and breaststroke is often the difference maker for a lot of people. A lot of ground can be gained or lost in the breaststroke in these IM races, especially the 400. So it is Munch going to get to the wall first, 39.58 on that last 50 breaststroke. Moving on to the freestyle. She's got about a body length lead over Bergen. Looks like third at the moment is Ella Matson from Santa Cruz in lane 5, so a good breaststroke leg for her as well. The real question is, at this point, can Munch hold off Bergen? Can Bergen hold off Matson? That appears to be your top 3. Munch still with about a body length lead as we make the turn with 50 yards to go. Looks like Munch with a body length over Bergen, Bergen with a body length over Matson. Not too much changing, though perhaps Bergen making up just a little bit on Munch in that 50. She definitely has it down to under a body length now, maybe down to a half a body length as we go under the flags, but I think Munch is going to hang on to win this C final in the women's 400 IM, and she does with a 4:37.10. Bergen for Alaska Fairbanks comes in second with a 4:30.86. Third does go to Ella Matson in lane 5, representing Santa Cruz with a 4:40.91. Next up here shortly, we'll have our B final in the women's 400-yard IM. All right, in lane 1 for Biola, it'll be Lydia Hawthorne. In lane 2 for Biola, Chloe Colvard. In lane 3 for Biola, Malia Scioli. In lane 4 for Alaska Fairbanks, Kasima Schmeidel. In lane 5 for Azusa Pacific, Alexandra Zolnacki. In lane 6 for UC Santa Cruz, Greta Bellin. In lane 7 for UC Santa Cruz, Honor DeFresny. And in lane 8 for Azusa Pacific, it's Adele Brush. First to the wall in pretty much a dead heat, it's Zolnacki and Schmeidel in lanes 5 and 4, 28.33 and 28.35, a mere 200ths separating those two. Chloe Colvard of Biola in third at that first 50 in this butterfly leg. Looks like Schmeidel in lane 4 starting to put a little space between her and Zolnacki of Azusa Pacific in lane 5. Does appear Chloe Kolvard holding on to third place at the moment. So 1 minute, 0.5 seconds for Schmeidel on her butterfly leg, 1:01:38 for Zolnacki, and 1:02:36 for Kolvard. Those are your top 3 for Alaska Fairbanks, Azusa Pacific, and Biola. Onto the backstroke now. Zolnacki wasting no time, moving into the lead by about half a body length now over Schmeidel. Kolvard still in third at the moment, but it looks like lane 6's Greta Bellin starting to move up on Kolvard on this leg. So currently Zolnacki in first, Schmeidel in second. Those are lanes 5 and 4. Kolvard in lane 2 is third, and Bellin fourth in lane 6, though. Things starting to tighten up a little for that third place race between Kolvard, Bellin, and Dufresne. That'd be lanes 2, 6, and 7. Zolnacki wrapping up her backstroke in about a 1:08, it appears. Schmeidel in a 1:10. Kolvard in a 1:13. On the breaststroke, it looks like Kolvard already being overtaken by Bellin in 6. So we've had a change in third place. The top 2, however, at the moment remains the same. That'd be Zolnacki in 5, Schmeidel in 4. Bellin in 6, currently in third. Looks like Malia Scioli of Biola moving into 4th. Zolnacki still in the lead halfway through the breaststroke, but her lead shrunk by almost a second over Schmeidel. Zolnacki with a 40.62 first 50 in that breaststroke. Schmeidel with a 39.70. Third is Bellin. She was 38.27, so making up some ground is Bellin, but maybe too far behind. Does appear that Scioli now has caught Bellin for third place. Scioli swimming in lane 3 for Biola. Bellin in 6 for Santa Cruz. Schmeidel now in the lead in this 400 IM. She's overtaken Zolnacki, so those two going back and forth on every stroke in this race. Schmeidel in the fly, Zolnacki in the back. Back to Schmeidel on the breast. We'll see what happens in the freestyle. Looks like we might change again. Zolnacki making up the 1 second difference to pull even with Schmeidel. Those two just, like I say, going back and forth on every stroke in the battle for third. Bellin in lane 6 appears to be pulling away from Scioli, about a body length lead for her. And Dufresne down there in 7 trying to make a charge to catch Scioli. Zolnacki 31.32 opening 50 free. Our leader Schmeidel second with a 32.70. Look out though, Bellin, I don't know if she's got enough time, but Bellin just ripping this, trying to catch our leaders here, but I don't think she's gonna do it. It looks like it's gonna be Zolnacki with the win. Schmeidel will be second, and Bellin third. It's just a matter of what their times will be. 4:32.88 for Zolnacki with the win for Azusa Pacific. Alaska Fairbanks' Schmeidel does wrap up second with a 4:33.57, and Greta Bellin is our third place finisher with a 4:35.18. I had to step away for a second, everyone, to take care of a message on the scoreboard. I'll be right back. All right, and I'm back, everybody. Sorry about that. We didn't get good introductions for this A final of the women's 400 IM, but in lane 8, it's Lily Wolfinger for Santa Cruz. In lane 1, Carissa Ward for Concordia. Lane 7 for Azusa Pacific, Angelica Benitez. In lane 2 for Biola, Coco Friedley. In lane 6 for Alaska Fairbanks, Dorka Danksock. In lane 3 for Azusa Pacific, Alina Herrera. In lane 5 for the Masters, Catherine Dyer. And our fastest qualifier on the evening from Cal State East Bay with a prelim time of 4:26.65, Kylie Bodette. All right, at the end of our backstroke leg here, it's going to be Kylie Bodette in the lead, 2:07.15 cumulative time for her, 32.94. Split on that last 50 in the back. In second, it's Alina Herrera, split in 34 even. Breaststroke leg, though, entirely possible. It's going to mix things up. We'll see Bodette with about a body length and a half lead. It looks like lane 3, Alina Herrera still hanging up. I take that back on the last couple of strokes. It's Danksock for Alaska Fairbanks moving into second. Alina Herrera still in third. Catherine Dyer, I believe, in fourth now. Bodette with the fastest split on that last 50 in the breaststroke, 37.03, followed by Danksock's 37.13. Bodette in command in this race, I would say. Danksock, though, definitely putting her stamp, trying to put a stamp on second here, as she has a little over of a body length lead on her two chasers. That would be Herrera in 3 and Dyer in 5. So Bodette makes the turn into the freestyle, 100 to go, 3:21.17 for her, 36.99 on that last breaststroke 50. Danksock in second, 3:24.57 at 37.65 split on her in the second half of the breaststroke. So those two with a commanding lead over everyone else for first and second. Bodette with a commanding lead over everyone. Danksock in second. A bit of a battle for third potentially between Herrera in 3 and Dyer in 5. Does look like Herrera going to hold off Dyer for third. So looks like our order of finish is going to be Cal State East Bay's Kylie Bodette in a 4:23.50. Danksock for Alaska Fairbanks going to be second in a 4:25.99. Third going to Azusa Pacific's Alina Herrera, 4:28.33. And rounding out the top 4, Catherine Dyer of the Masters in a 4:30.18. So those will be your podium finishers. Bodette, Danksock, and Herrera will be on the podium, pending any, I guess, DQs that may have been registered throughout that race. So we'll see those soon if that's the case. But that's your likely podium for the 400-yard IM for women. All right, next up we're going to have the C final of the men's 400-yard individual medley. Lane 1, Fresno Pacific's Botan Navratil. Lane 2, Fresno's Sean Bailey. Lane 3, Masters David Kugler. Lane 4, UC Santa Cruz's Sam Kaplan. Lane 5, UC Santa Cruz's Karsten Schau. Lane 6, the Masters JD Torres. Lane 7, Concordia's Garrison Verone. And in lane 8, UC Santa Cruz's Presley Galling. Looks like the early leaders, Navratil, up there in lane 1 as we come to the 50. And then 3, 4, and 5 pretty much in a dead heat for second. So 25-55 opening split for Navratil. Lanes 3, 4, and 5, 26.08 or 04.08 and 40. So Botan Navratil really going out hard in this butterfly. Wraps up his 100 butterfly in a 54.78. Second place, Sam Kaplan for Santa Cruz in 4, 55.96. Third going to JD Torres, is up 2 places after that 50 with a 56.73 opening fly leg. See if Navratil going out that fast, if he pays for that later, or perhaps this is just how he swims the race. I don't recall how he swam it in prelims this morning. But a body length lead here as we come to the end of the first 50 in the backstroke. It'll be Navratil. Opening split for him in the backstroke, 32.47. Sean Bailey second with a 31.81. Third, Sam Kaplan, 32.77. Opening 50 back for him. JD Torres in fourth with a 32.05. So Navratil's lead shrinking kind of significantly, with Sean Bailey moving almost even with Navratil now. And then down there in lane 6, we've got JD Torres. So at the end of the backstroke, I think we're going to have some change in placings. It is Sean Bailey first with a 1:59.96. Navratil does hold on to second, 2 minutes, 0.53 seconds. Sam Kaplan third, 2 minutes, 0.65 seconds. See what happens on this breaststroke. We have 4 abreast here. Lanes 1, 2, 4, and 6. Navratil, Bailey, Kaplan, and Torres. Fresno, Santa Cruz, and the Masters. On this 50 though, things starting to, or 25 of this breaststroke, things starting to spread out quite a bit. Navratil to the wall first, 34.25 opening breaststroke for him. Second, it's Sam Kaplan, 34.57 opening 50 breast for him, and Sean Bailey fading back to third after leading just a 50 ago, 36.32 opening breaststroke for him. As always, breaststroke making a big difference in the race is Navratil and Kaplan separating them from the field in this breaststroke leg. Looks like Kaplan likely to be the first person to wrap up the breaststroke here, and he is. His split 34.37 on that last 50, 35.51 for Navratil. JD Torres still in third, 36.50 for him. See what happens on this last 100 freestyle. It appears Kaplan, hold that thought, Kaplan in the lead, but not sure if he's extending his lead or not over Navratil for second. Torres down there in sixth for the Masters. In third at the moment, about a body length between our top 5 swimmers even. Body length between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, and 4 and 5. Doesn't look like that's changing too much. Kaplan definitely separating himself from the field now. Torres making a push to catch Navratil. That's 6 gaining on 1, lane 6 gaining on 1, and here comes lane 3. That would be David Kugler. We haven't mentioned his name at all in this race, but he is quickly making a push to try to get on the not on the podium, but finish in the top 3 in this heat. So it is Sam Kaplan to the wall first in a 4:07.18 for UC Santa Cruz. In second, it's the Masters' JD Torres. And David Kugler does move from not getting mentioned in this race to ending up third with a 4:10.76, 27.24, last 50 on the freestyle for him, fastest of all of them. And if you look at the first 50 of the 100 free in this leg, 29.27 for him, also the fastest. So making up over 2 seconds on the field in the last 100 freestyle. Next up, it'll be the B final of the men's 400-yard individual medley. In the water in lane 1 for Biola, it's Noah Hall. In 2 for GUC Santa Cruz, JJ Stone. In lane 3 for Biola, Sean Rowe. 4 for Biola, Carter McNutt. 5 for Concordia, Trey Shong. In lane 6 for Concordia, Hunter May. 7 for Concordia, Aiden Keene. And in lane 8, Biola's Gavin Kelly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Biola swimmers, 4 Concordia swimmers, and 1 Santa Cruz swimmer. And that 1 Santa Cruz swimmer first to the wall after 50 butterfly, 25.52 for him. Noah Hall in second, 25.97. Third, Sean Rowe, 25.99. As we come to the wall, it looks like it's still going to be JJ Stone in first, but it looks like Aiden Keene perhaps in second. Yes, 54.84 opening fly for Stone, 55.32 for Keene. Third place goes to Sean Rowe, 55.57 opening swim for him, opening fly for him. Like JJ Stone's half-second lead over Aiden Keene completely wiped out in less than 50 yards. Keene going to be our first swimmer to the wall at the halfway through the backstroke. 31.32 opening backstroke for him. Stone still in second with a 32.44. Sean Rowe still in third with a 32.79 opening 50 in that backstroke, though several people moving up on Stone in this second half of the backstroke. That would be Noah Hall in 1, Sean Rowe in 3, and Carter McNutt, the trio of Biola swimmers moving up on JJ Stone. Aiden Keene still our leader as we enter the breaststroke now. 156.95 halfway through the race for him. Second still Stone, almost 3 seconds behind Keene, with Rowe, McNutt, and Hall on his heels. Looks like everybody moving back on Keene in this breaststroke. Keene giving up quite a bit to the rest of the field. Still in first, but his lead down from 2.8 seconds down to 0.6 of a second. And here comes the three in the middle of the pool. That would be Sean Rowe, Carter McNutt, and Trey Shong. First to the wall with 25 left in the breast. I think that was JJ Stone. But Sean Rowe, McNutt, and Shong all together. This is going to be a freestyle rip potentially on this 100 for the win. It's going to be Trey Shong from Concordia in 5, I believe, first to the wall. Nope, actually Stone, 309.43. 309.49 for Shong. So Stone trying to turn the jets on a little bit here in this last 100 free. Definitely putting some distance on the rest of the swimmers that were close to him, out to about a body length now as we come to the first 50, but I would say he might be fading a little bit already. We'll see what happens. Maybe he's just got big underwaters and not quite as fast on top the water as the other swimmers. The moment still JJ Stone, but here comes Shong and May, another person we haven't mentioned at all in this race, but May now moving up into second place in the chase to catch JJ Stone. Right now it's Stone, May, Shong, and Keene making a push to get back in this race, and it is Stone to the wall first for Santa Cruz in a 4:05.02. Hunter May, after not getting his name mentioned the entire race, snatches second in a 4:05.49. He's swimming for Concordia, and his teammate Trey Shong third in a 4:06.39. So pretty exciting finish in that last 50 yards of the 400 individual medley, this men's B final. So next up we'll have the men's A final. So interesting looking at that order of finish. Santa Cruz, 3 Concordia, and then all 4 Biola swimmers in the order of finish in that men's B final. So now on to our men's A final in the men's 400-yard individual medley. Swimming in lane 8 for Concordia, it'll be Tommy Kelly. In lane 1 for UC Santa Cruz, Luke Scanlon. In lane 7, representing Biola, it'll be Jacob Hoxma. In lane 2 for Fresno Pacific, James Robinson. In lane 6 for the Masters, it's Charlie Sears. In lane 3, representing Concordia, Jackson Rosal. And in lane 5 for Fresno Pacific, Max Pichile. And our number 1 qualifier with 4 minutes flat from the prelims this morning, representing UC Santa Cruz, it's Asher Cates. And there we go, everyone, into the water. Looks like the early leads down there in the bottom half of the pool. That would be Pichile, Sears, and Hoxma. By the time we get to the 25 wall, almost a dead heat across the entire pool. Now that we're coming back, it's the top half of the pool that's in the lead. That would be James Robinson. Looks like he could be the first person to the wall at the end of this 50 fly. And he is 24.64, followed by Concordia's Jackson Rosal in 3 with a 24.86. At the 75 in the fly, it's still James Robinson. Right on his hips, though, it's lanes 1, 3, and 4. That would be Scanlon in 1, Rosal in 3, Cates in 4. James Robinson first to the wall at the end of the butterfly, 53.71 opening fly for him, 54.47 for Luke Scanlon. In lane 1, those are your top, is that right? 54.14 actually from Rosal getting second. Lanes 1 through 4, lanes 1 through 5 in a virtual dead heat at this point in the backstroke. First to the wall, though, it's going to be Asher Cates in a 125.08. Then it's Scanlon in lane 1, 125.14. Third, Jackson Rosal in a 125.29. Looks like Robinson in lane 2 fading a little bit from this lead backstroke group. So down to Scanlon, Rosal, Cates, and Pichile now in this A final. First to the wall, it's Pichile now, 155.31, followed by a mere 1/10 of a second. It's Asher Cates. And 4/10 back, it's Luke Scanlon up there in lane 1. Breaststroke leg, let's see what happens, everybody. Is anybody going to put their stamp on this race, or is it going to stay close? At the moment, it's still Pichile, followed by Cates, and Rosal now moving up into third. Perhaps Scanlon falling off the pace a little bit in lane 1. Pichile first, Cates second, Rosal third. A mere 3/10 of a second separating those top 3 swimmers as we enter the second 50 of the breaststroke. Pichile still with the lead. Perhaps Rosal moving into second as we get to the freestyle. We're going to have potentially another barn burner in the freestyle, everyone. It's Pichile, 3:03.57. Rosal, 3:04.07. And Cates, 3:04.43. Your top 3 entering the freestyle leg of the 400-yard IM. Still Pichile clinging to that less than half a body length lead he's had for nearly half this race. Rosal now with half a body length lead over Cates. 50 to go, everybody. Can anybody make a move, or is it going to be Pichile? Pichile, Rosal, Cates. Pichile extending his lead, I believe, as we get to 25 to go. Big push off the wall from Rosal, though, to cut it back down to maybe half a body length. But it's too late. It's going to be Pichile for the win. 3:58.33 for Pichile to win for Fresno Pacific. Second goes to Jackson Rosal, 3:59.68. And third will be Asher Cates, 4:01.23. That'll wrap up our 400-yard individual medley for men. Your podium likely to be, pending any potential disqualifications, not that I know there are any, will be Pachile, Rosal, and Cates. First man off the podium will be Jacob Hoxma of Biola. Check our schedule here for the evening. Yep, we will have awards for the women's and men's 400 IM next. Then we'll be moving into our last individual races of the evening, which will be the 200-yard freestyle races. And it looks like we'll have awards there. We'll have a break. And then we'll have the 400-yard medley relays. Women's and men's. Looks like we'll have 2 heats of each of those. As usual, probably be just a couple of minutes before we get people to the podium. Perhaps, see if I can't get you some team scores whilst we're waiting. Not sure if these will be through the, well, if I give it a minute, maybe they'll be through the 400 IMs, as the women's has been done for a little bit now. So. Oops. All right, while we're waiting, let me get you some scores here. Oops. Sorry, get the right thing for you there. There's the current women's scores. East Bay with 519 in first. Azusa Pacific 45 points back, and then another 40 points back Biola. All right, looks like we might be ready for awards, so let's get to the podium for those.
In second place from University of Alaska Fairbanks at 4:25.99, Dorka Danshok. And the first place finisher in the 400 IM from California State University East Bay at 4:23.50, Kylie Bodette. Congratulations, ladies.
All right, let's see. Let me see if I can't get some men's scores while we're waiting and have a moment. I'll also get the men's results ready for you. So let's see, men's scores. UC Santa Cruz with a bit of a commanding lead. Not a bit, probably a commanding lead, 187 points over Biola, 686.5 for Santa Cruz, 499 for Biola. The real race for second at this point between Biola, Fresno, and Concordia, just 20 points separating those 3 teams. 499 for Biola, Fresno with 482.5, and Concordia with 479. So the real battle for second at the moment, still some 200 frees and then 2 more days of finals and relays to go. So things definitely could still change as we progress throughout the remainder of this championship meet. Should have our men's podium here shortly. Tap into the peak.
3 swimmers for the men's 400-yard individual medley along with their coaches. Fresno Pacific, Concordia, and Santa Cruz. We need coaches and swimmers. All right, top 3 finishers for the men's 400-yard individual medley. In third place from Santa Cruz at 4:01:23, Asher Cates. In second place from Concordia University at 3:59:68, Jackson Rosol. And in first place from Fresno Pacific University at 3:58:33, Max Pisal. Congratulations, gentlemen.
My understanding is, for those of you listening, his name is actually Max
Up next is
Pichile.
event 19, the women's 200-yard freestyle.
As our PA announcer mentioned, next up will be the women's 200-yard freestyle, followed by the men's. Give these guys, though, a moment to enjoy their time on the podium. Max Pichile, Jackson Rosal, and Asher Cates. All right, I think we're about ready to get going, everybody, so let's take you back to some pool action. Hope you're enjoying the live stream this year. We've tried to enhance some things this year. If you're not necessarily watch a lot of diving, we actually got real-time diving graphics added to the live stream this year to enhance the viewer experience for those of you unable to attend and watching from home or wherever you might be. And if you recall from last year, we've actually also added the podium camera with some graphics there, so trying to give you a strong professional feel and just a better feel for what it's like to be here. Probably a little better audio mix than we had last year as well, so a little more consistent. So always open if you want to pass suggestions along through coaches to the conference commissioner. We're always open to hear those and how we can make this live stream experience better for all of you at home. All right, up next we have the women's 200-yard freestyle C final. In lane 1, Westmont, Willow Pizzoni. Lane 2, Cal State East Bay's Hannah Sharp. Lane 3, Westmont's Olivia Garrison. 4, Concordia's Rachel Maki. 5, Cal State East Bay's Emily Giannini. In 6, it's Fresno Pacific's Leticia Diaz. In lane 7, it's UC Santa Cruz's Teresa Shea. And in lane 8, it's Callie Dreffs representing Arizona Christian. Looks like first to the wall, it's going to be lane 5. Is that true? Yes, Emily Giannini, 26:53, followed by Maki in lane 4, 26:63. Third down there in lane 7 for Santa Cruz, Teresa Shea. As we come to the midway point, still Giannini followed by Maki, putting maybe a little bit of distance on the field, quite close for third between Garrison and Diaz. That would be lanes 3 and 6 and 3, I should say. It is Giannini still first, 55:43 for her on that opening 100, 55:61 for Maki in second. Third was Olivia Garrison, 0.4 of a second back in a 56:07. Up in lane 2, Hannah Sharp from Cal State East Bay starting to make a move on that lead too. She appears to have moved into second place as we come to the 150 mark in this race. Emily Giannini still first, 124.91. Sharp in second, moves in lane 2, moves up into second, just 0.3 of a second back with 50 to go. Diaz in 6th now, starting to try to make a push for the top 3. Sharp making a push for first. Sharp in almost a dead heat in lane 2 with Giannini in lane 5. As we go under the flags, it does appear Giannini's going to win. Who's going to get second? It is Sharp. So 154.73 for Giannini to win. In lane 2, Hannah Sharp gets second, 155.23, and in lane 6, picking up 3rd for Fresno Pacific, that will be Leticia Diaz. Next up will be our B final for the women's 200-yard freestyle. In lane 1 for Alaska Fairbanks, it'll be Charlotte Fletcher Stables. In lane 2 for Azusa Pacific, Hannah Swales. Lane 3 for Azusa Pacific, Kaya Gukima. In lane 4 for Alaska Fairbanks, Jancy Pangburn. In lane 5 for Cal State East Bay, Maya French. 6 for Alaska Fairbanks, Ali Pecore. Lane 7 for Biola, Kamora Gordon. In lane 8 for Cal State East Bay, Justine Garcia. See who's first to the wall. It's extremely close. It's up there in lane 2. Hannah Swales, 26.32, followed by Charlotte Fletcher Stables in lane 1, just 3/100ths of a second back at 26.35. Third was Jancy Pangburn in lane 4, 26.40. Pretty even across the top of the pool, 1 through 4. So it looks like Pangburn maybe going to get to the wall first here at 125. Coming off the turn though, Fletcher Stables right back there with her. At the moment, Pangburn and Stables followed by Swales and Gukima. That's lanes 1 through 4. At the 150, first to the wall, it's Pangburn for Alaska Fairbanks, 124.40, 0.3 of a second back. Fletcher Stables in lane 1. Actually, Gukima moving up into second, 124.64, just 1/4 of a second back. Gukima now moving into first by a nose as we have the last half a length of the pool, but here comes Pangburn now. Oh, who's it going to be? I think it's Pangburn. Let's see. It is Pangburn by 6/100ths of a second. 153.42 for Alaska Fairbanks is Pangburn to win the B final, excuse me. And second place going to Azusa Pacific's Gukima, 153.48. Third place, Maya French moving up to get third in a 154.83. Another one of those swimmers, don't even mention their name until the very end. All right, here's our A final, everyone. In lane 8 for UC Santa Cruz, it's Katie Hawk. In lane 1 for Westmont, Kate Sprawl. In lane 7, Charlotte Wilbers representing Fresno Pacific. In lane 2, representing Santa Cruz, Maddie Grunder. In lane 6 from Cal State East Bay, Callie Mole. In lane 3 from Concordia, it's Alice Stainer. In lane 5 from the Masters, Kylie Sears. And our top qualifier on the evening with a 149.19 prelim time, representing Azusa Pacific, Montana White. Montana White's prelim time almost 3 seconds faster than the next person from this morning's prelims, but we'll see what happens this evening. Montana White, I believe, has won this race the last 2 years, if I remember right, looking through my notes here. But it will be Montana White to the wall first with almost a body length lead at the 50, 25.07 opening split for her. Already 1.23 seconds ahead of Charlotte Wilbers down there in lane 7, who is second. Montana White has won this race the last 3 years. Kylie Sears has been second the last 2 years. She's swimming in lane 5. Maddie Grunder was third last year. She's swimming in lane 2. Amazingly even after Montana White. After the 100, Montana White with a 2.5 second lead, but the rest of the pool within half a second of each other. So it's Montana White, and then who has any idea? Any of 6 swimmers could still get second in this race. Though Charlotte Wilbers and Kaylee Mole in lane 7 and 6 get to the 150 in second and third. Montana White's lead up to 2.73 seconds, so it's not growing anymore, but she has a commanding lead on the rest of the field. So the turn for home, it's now Kylie Sears trying to get second for the 3rd year in a row, and it's going to be Montana White with the win, 149.10. All right, C final. Sorry for the little breaks here and there. Our machine that's driving, or the machine that's sending the signal to the scoreboard, wants to apply Windows updates about every half hour, so we got to pause to take care of that, everybody. Anyway, lane 1 for Concordia, Mitchell Colon. We'll get that scoreboard thing fixed so it doesn't happen tomorrow. So in lane 2 from UC Santa Cruz, Kent Nishida. Lane 3, Fresno's Jackson Calloway. 4, UC Santa Cruz, Michael Fusinati. 5, the Masters, Desmond Satanto. 6, Concordia's Tom McCabe. 7, Fresno's Parker McCarty. And in lane 8, Concordia's Lannis Webb. Fusinati first to the wall at the 50 and a 23.53. Up in lane 1 was second, Mitchell McCullen. 23.83, 3/10 of a second back. Looks like it's still Fusinati as we come to the 100. And Cullen in second, but Kent Nishida, Jackson Calloway, super close to their heels. So 49.98 for Fusinati's opening, or 49.99 for Fusinati's opening 100. 10th of a second back was Cullen, 2/10 Nishida, and 4/10 Calloway. Those are your top 4. Things looking to perhaps change now. Fusinati falling off a little bit. It's now Cullen in 1, Nishida in 2, and Satanto in 5. Those are your top 3 now. Cullen first at the 150, Nishida second. Sorry, Satanto second, and Nishida third. Satanto now first as we make the turn for home. Satanto in 5, Nishida in 2. Here comes McCabe in 6. Satanto or McCabe first to the wall. It is McCabe. 143.01, our winner in this heat. For trailing the entire race, whips off a 25.79, about 3 to 4/10 of a second faster than anybody else to rush to the head of the pack. Second goes to Satanto. Third, up next, the B final in the men's 200-yard freestyle. Swimming in lane 1 for UC Santa Cruz, it'll be Adam Sinclair. In lane 2 for Fresno Pacific, August Otteson. In lane 3 for UC Santa Cruz, Bryson Schmidt. In lane 4 for the Masters, Nilton DeSantos de Oliveira. In lane 5 for the Masters, Tyler Ledet. In lane 6 for Biola, Josh Peace. In 7 also for Biola, Ryan Monreen. And in lane 8 for Ottawa, Arizona, Ruben Dobson. First to the wall looks to be, well, gosh, we had all kinds of guys. Schmidt, Peace, and Dobson, I think, were all the first 3 people to the wall. Let's see who gets to the 50 first. It's going to be Bryson Schmidt, 23-21, followed by Ledet, 23-30. Sorry, Dobson in 8, 23-26. Ledet, 23-32. Still Schmidt and Ledet. And Dobson, 3, 5, and 8 at the moment. Josh Peace starting to move up as we come into the 100. So 49-20 for Schmidt to be first. Second, Dobson, 49-30. Tyler Ledet, third, 49-48. That's Ryan Monreen in 7, starting to move up into the mix in this race with 50 to go. Let's see who flips first. It's Bryson Schmidt still in first, 1:15.72. Ryan Monreen moving up into second, 26:30. Last split for Ryan. Josh Peace at 26. Those are your fastest 2 splits on the last 50, the Biola swimmers. Let's see what happens on this last 25. Looks like it's going to be 4 and 5, DeSantos de Oliveira and Ledet, or is it Schmidt? It is Schmidt to the wall first, 141.78. Nilton DeSantos de Oliveira second, 141.82. And Tyler Ledet coming in third, 141.90. So Bryson Schmidt running first the whole way in that race. All right, next up our A championship final in this men's 200-yard freestyle. Swimming in lane 8, representing the Masters, it's Dylan Craig. In lane 1 for Biola, Alejandro Marcassini Ayala. In lane 7 for Biola, Samuel Slazak. In lane 2 for Fresno Pacific, it's Olivier Petre. In lane 6 for Biola, Cone Voss. In lane 3 for UC Santa Cruz, Massimo Reina. In lane 5 for Concordia, Joseph Molatieri. And in lane 4, our fastest qualifier on the evening with a prelims time of 1:38.74, it's Rasmus Hansen. All the swimmers in this heat separated in the prelims by just under 2 seconds. Oh, what's going on with the scoreboard here in the building, everyone? Ah, there we go, I think. Hang on, everyone, I'll be right back. All right, everybody, I'm back. Sorry for that. Yep, sorry for stepping away on you, everybody. We're made some huge improvements to the scoreboard that I've been helping with today, so we've had a couple minor incidents there I've had to run off and help with. So they've been minor, though, but we've radically improved the scoreboard experience here at the ELAC Swim Stadium as well. Far improved over what we've had the last, well, probably 10 or 15 years, so it looks very nice. Anyway, soon we'll have the women's 200-yard freestyle awards for you. Sorry as I make the adjustment back to the live stream. Let me get some things ready for that. Oh, looks like we might be ready for that. So let's do this quick so you can see a podium when we're ready. Let's switch. Bring our PA announcer in for the awards. At least I thought we were ready. Maybe we have a couple of minutes yet. I believe I'm ready for awards.
As a reminder, the 400 IM medley relay has been reseeded from 3 heats to 2. Just make sure you have your correct assignments.
All right, let's get you some team scores while we're waiting here. East Bay in first, 588. Gap closed quite a bit by Azusa Pacific. 536 points, Biola in third with 446, Santa Cruz 423. All right, we might have a delay now, as I see the computers updating and restarting on the scoreboard. We'll be back with everybody in just a few minutes. Let me put the podium up so for the women in the event I need to step away. Good news is we have a break between now and when we start. Sorry, you can't see the scoreboard, but the computer is applying updates and rebooting. That could be an interesting event for the rest of the evening.
Event 19, the women's 200-yard freestyle. In third place from UC Santa Cruz at 152.53, Maddie Grunder. In second place from the Masters University at 151.81, Kylie Sears. And in first place from Azusa Pacific University at 149.10, Montana White. Congratulations, ladies. The relays will not start before 7:10. The scoreboard is being updated right now, so that'll be either working or not working. We will see. All right. For the awards for the men's 200-yard freestyle, in lane 3 from Biola University at 138.85, Samuel Slazak. From Concordia University in second place at 138.83, Joseph Molitieri. And in first place from Fresno Pacific University at 137.48, Rasmus Hansen. Congratulations, gentlemen. We will not begin the relays before 7:10. That's in about 8.5 minutes. The competition pool is open for warm-up. The relay. Event 21, we have 2 heats, not 3. There was originally going to be 3 heats, now there's 2. The first heat is lane 1, Firestorm, lane 2, Concordia, 3, Soka, 4, Firestorm, 5, Westmont, 6, East Bay,
All right, everybody, we're back. Thanks to my assistant for covering for me during the men's awards. Got the scoreboard working. Nothing like having a computer decide it needs to do updates during a break that's running your scoreboard. So fortunately, we got that taken care of during the break, so we haven't really missed out on anything. Let me get you back to the pool as we get ready to do our 400-yard medley relays this evening. They'll be starting here shortly. We've cleared everybody from the pool. I believe we have 2 heats of the men's and 2 heats of the women's. Get you to the start lines here. Doesn't look like our admin officials have switched us to the new event yet, but that will happen here shortly as we're ready to go. And then we should get our start lanes for you, or I should be able to hopefully pop them on the screen if they don't automatically show. Does look like we have, excuse me, does look like we have a full set of heats. Excuse me, a full set of lanes in this heat. Looks like I do need to adjust the camera a little bit tomorrow for the start lanes. We're chopping off the top of our lane 1 and 2 swimmers, it looks like. So still waiting for the timing system to switch to our new event. There we go, things switched over now for everyone. All right, Firestorm B in 1, Concordia B in 2, Soka A in 3, Firestorm A in 4, Westmont A in 5, Cal State East Bay B in 6, Westmont B in 7, and Santa Cruz B in 8. First to the wall in this 400-yard medley relay on the backstroke, it's East Bay. That would be Kolsch for eBay in the water, 27.69, opening split for her. Second was Concordia's McCoy in lane 2, 0.8 of a second back with a 28.49. Third was Stein from Santa Cruz in lane 8, 28.61. Looks like Kolsch separating herself from the field a little bit. 57.24 opening backstroke for her, 58.51 for McCoy and Concordia in lane 2. So that's Dudley in the water for East Bay in lane 6, Hallgren in the water for Concordia. Does appear that Hallgren has now passed Dudley in lane 6, so Concordia B in lane 2 now in the lead in this race, followed by Cal State East Bay in lane 6. Those two separating themselves from the field at this point. A lot could change, however, between now and the end. So Concordia B in the lead, followed by East Bay B, followed by Westmont A. That's lanes 2, 6, and 5. Hallgren extending Concordia's lead here. Hallgren going to wrap up her breaststroke leg with the exchange to Martha. So Martha in the water now for Concordia. That would be Aranza Martha. East Bay's Reese Varon in the water on the butterfly leg. Those are your top two. Bustamante, Emma Bustamante. Your individual swimmers for our top 3 teams, Concordia B, East Bay B, and Westmont A. Not much changing on this breaststroke leg other than Firestorm A. That would be Eva Garreau making up some distance on Westmont A. That'd be 4 gaining on 5. I think it's very likely Garreau could catch Bustamante at about the time they get to the wall on this butterfly leg. So Concordia B's anchor swimmer, McCullough, in the water now. East Bay B in the water as well. That would be Pishak. McCullough of Concordia with probably a 2 body length lead with 50 to go in this freestyle leg. So it looks like 1 and 2 wrapped up. The real battles for third between lanes 4 and 5. That would be Sprawl for Westmont A in 5 and Lair for Firestorm in 4. Sprawl with a bit of a lead, about an arm's length lead as they make the turn for home. Let's see what those two have left. Can Sprawl hold off Lair? And it will be Sprawl holding off Lair. So Concordia B wins this heat. 3:53.57. East Bay B second, 3:56.10. Third goes to Firestorm now as Westmont was disqualified. So 4 minutes even, 0.22 seconds for Firestorm A. Those are your top 3 teams in the first heat of the women's 400-yard medley. Up next, we'll have the second heat. That will likely predominantly be A teams. All right, up next, in lane 1, Fresno Pacific A. Wilbers Row, Stamco, and Lambert. In lane 2, Biola, Yancey, Scioli, Camphor, and Munholland. In lane 3 for Azusa Pacific, Yanagawa, Seljas, Namura, and White. In lane 4 for East Bay, Caraway, Bodette, Kong, and Dressel. In lane 6 for Alaska Fairbanks, Fletcher Stables, Danksock, Schmeidel, and O'Connor. In lane 6 for Concordia, Carver, Leland, Nakaya, and Maki. In lane 7 for the Masters, Patterson, Busk, Tenpas, and O'Connor. And in lane 8 for Santa Cruz, Raghuraman, Wolfinger, Boyle, and Armstrong. East Bay's seed time approximately 2 seconds faster than the rest of the field. They're swimming in lane 4, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Looks like as we come to the 25, it's going to be East Bay and Alaska Fairbanks making the quick early turn in this backstroke. Caraway going really deep relative to Fletcher Stables as they surface. It's going to be Fletcher Stables to the 51st. Her split 26-31, 26-83 for Caraway. They've got those two have about a half a body length on the battle for third between Biola in 2 and Azusa Pacific in 3. Still Fletcher Stables for University of Alaska. It is Stables to the wall first, 55-28 split for her. Biola gets coming in second. Yancey moving Biola into second with that 56-35 backstroke leg. Third is East Bay's 56-58. Still Alaska here on this breaststroke leg. Actually extending their lead is Danksock. 29-84 split for her. And the battle for second becoming extremely close between Biola in 2, Azusa Pacific in 3, East Bay in 4, and Concordia in 6. Those 4 teams almost in a dead heat for second place as we enter the last 25 yards of this breaststroke leg. Seljaseth for Azusa Pacific separating herself a little bit from that group. Danksock's starting to lose some of the lead she had earlier. So in the water now for the butterfly for Alaska, that's Schmeidel. For Azusa Pacific, it's Mamura. For East Bay, it's Kong. And for Biola, it's Camphor. Those are your top 4 right now that are in the mix for the top 3 places in this race. Almost a dead heat between Alaska and Azusa Pacific. Alaska hanging on to the lead at the end of that 50 fly, or the end of the first 50 fly. Huge underwater from Kong in lane 4 to move up next to Mamura for Azusa Pacific. However, it's still Schmeidel holding on to about a 2/3 of a body length lead. It's Schmeidel, Kong, and Mamura, Alaska, East Bay, and Azusa Pacific, your top 3 in that order as we enter the freestyle leg. It's O'Connor for Alaska in the water, Dressel for East Bay, and Montana White for Azusa Pacific. We've gone from 2/3 of a body length separating each of those teams to about an arm's length lead. O'Connor trying to hold off Dressel. Still Alaska with 50 to go. Montana White trying to get into the mix here. Dressel about to pull even with O'Connor as we come into the last 25. It's now Dressel in the lead, and here comes White making a move into second. Looks like it's going to be East Bay, Azusa Pacific, and Alaska. And that it is, 346-27 for East Bay to win, 346-83 for Azusa Pacific in second, and 347-11 for Alaska Those are your top three in this heat, likely to be the three on the podium. So next, I believe, we'll be moving into the men's 400-yard medley relay. These are likely to be, I'm making a bit of an assumption, but I imagine there are 2 heats of this, so these will be our last event of the day for sure. And potentially our last race if we don't have 2 heats. However, there were 2 heats on the sheet when I last saw it. So, oh yeah, definitely 2 heats. Just 3 teams here in this first heat. It'll be the Masters in lane 3 with Wong, Hu, Butts, and Del Real. Simpson in lane 4 with Schroeder, Barthélemy, Hugavine, and Lowell. And for Santa Cruz in lane 6, it'll be Truong, Bruton, Smith, and Gonzalez. All right, about ready to begin our first of 2 heats here. I think 2 heats. All right, Masters in 3, Simpson in 4, Santa Cruz in 6. Wong, Schroeder, and Truong in the water. Truong out to a quick early 2 body length lead after 25 on this medley relay. .24.57 split for Truong to open that race. 27.03 for Wong, and Schroeder home in at 29.97, opening 50. Next up for Santa Cruz, it's going to be Bruton. We'll be doing the breaststroke leg. Hu in the water for the Masters now. Schroeder, or excuse me, Barthélemy about to be in the water for Simpson. Team spread out quite significantly already in the pool in this 400-yard medley relay. Opening 50 breasts for Bruton, 26.80, 29.15 for Hu, and 29.77 for Barthélemy. That's Smith in the water for Santa Cruz now on the butterfly leg. Butts just entering the water for the Masters in lane 3. Hogavine entering the water for Simpson in lane 4. I think it's somewhat reasonable, though not guaranteed, to say that our places are pretty settled here. It'll be Santa Cruz B, Masters B, Simpson A. But you never know. 24.70 opening split for Smith on that butterfly. Hugavine with a 26.47. Butts with a 25.52. All right, onto the anchor leg now for Santa Cruz B. That'd be Gonzalez in the water. That'll be Del Real entering the water now and is the anchor for Masters B. Lowell now hopping into the water for Simpson as their anchor. Gonzalez on his last 50, about to make the turn with just 25 to go. So it's Santa Cruz B to the wall to win this heat in here's Santa Cruz B has been disqualified. So never mind. Masters B winning this heat with a 3:43.35. Lowell bringing Simpson home will finish second in this heat with a 3:57.45. All right, next up, our second and I believe final heat of the men's 400-yard medley relay this evening. All right, so swimming in lane 1, it'll be Biolo with Griffin, Hoxma, Hansen, and Voss. In lane 2, it's Ottawa, Arizona, Cohen, Kohlberg, Dobson, and Kohlberg. In lane 3, Santa Cruz, Cates, Howe, Madrill, and Reyna. In lane 4 for Fresno, Montez, Svensson, Moore, and Beatveet. In lane 5 for Concordia, Irvine, Harris, Hernandez, Molitieri. In lane 6 for the Masters, Loughborough, Sutanto, De Santos de Oliveira, and Crane. In lane 7 for Arizona Christian, it'll be Vanderling and Porritt, Herring and Lee. And in lane 8 for Soka, it'll be Zarnecki, Holt, Beam, and Frazier. Perhaps Nathan Griffin for Biola with a slight lead up there in lane 1, but he'll be followed closely by Montez, I believe. So yes, actually Montez first to the wall of 23.88, followed by Griffin 23.95, and Irvine for Concordia in lane 5, 24.19. Nathan Griffin of Biola now separating slightly from the field at the end of this backstroke. We'll have Biola in the lead at the end of the first leg. 49.06 for Griffin. Second, Montez wraps up his backstroke with a 50.11, and Cates for Santa Cruz 50.78. So at the moment, it's Biola, Fresno, Santa Cruz, your top 3 teams. Appears that Svensson for Fresno Pacific catching Hoxma on that first 50. Fresno moving into first place, 1:15.22. Biola 1:15.37. It does appear Harris of Concordia in lane 5 trying to make a bid to catch Hoxma and move Concordia into second place ahead of Biola. Those 3 teams, though, with over a body length on the rest of the field. So Fresno first to enter the water. So it's Fresno in first, Concordia in second, Biola in third at the moment. That's Moore, Hernandez, and Hansen, your individual swimmers for those 3 teams. And still Fresno, Concordia, and Hansen at the midpoint of the butterfly leg. Hernandez right on Moore's hip. That's Concordia sitting right there next to Fresno Pacific. Still Fresno, Concordia, and Biola. Biola about a body length back in third place as we enter the freestyle leg. It's Beatveet, Molitieri, and Voss, your 3 swimmers in the water now. The anchor swimmers for our top 3 teams. Still Fresno, Concordia, and Biola. Reyna, though, in the water for Santa Cruz, trying to make a push to catch Voss and move Santa Cruz into third place. 50 to go. Still Fresno, Concordia, Biola. Molitieri trying to make a move on Beat Beat with 25 yards to go. The race tightening up. Molitieri with every stroke gaining on Beat Beat. I think Molitieri's got him. And it is Concordia with the win, 3:19.09. Fresno Pacific second, 3:19.34. Biola hangs on to third, 3:21.47. At the moment, those are your top three teams pending any potential disqualifications, though at the moment we have none. So those likely to be your top three. Teams for the podium. Fresno Pacific has been disqualified. Your top three now are Concordia in first, Biola in second, Santa Cruz in third. Those are now your top three teams pending any additional disqualifications. Does not appear there are any, so there are your top three teams. I'm going to take a minute here. It'll be a moment before we do podiums for those relays, but just want to take a minute to thank everyone for joining us this evening on this live stream. As I said earlier, something we are trying to improve upon each year and give you more of a in the pool experience as best we can. So always open to suggestions from all of you as we try to create a better experience, both in the pool. If you've been watching some in person and some live stream, we're definitely open to hearing your ideas on how we can make this better every year. So we also appreciate your understanding, as this year it was $10 to watch the whole meet on the live stream. Hopefully that feels pretty reasonable. We tried to keep it pretty low to cover costs and do things that need to be done to bring you a better experience. So once the evening is done, we'll get the recording uploaded and you should be able to go back and watch not just this evening's finals, but all of the other sessions are available for you to watch as well online, and go back and relive some of the more exciting moments of the day. Should have your podium here shortly. Hopefully I'll have a few less interruptions to run away and do things tomorrow. Hopefully we got everything dialed in. Trying some new things. Like I mentioned earlier, this scoreboard had a definitely dated old look, and we've got that updated to something I've already heard many comments amongst those in attendance that this scoreboard is a much better experience. That also includes coaches. So, matter of fact, it looks as nice as everything you're seeing online. Prior to that, what you saw during the live stream was actually better than what people were seeing here at the pool. Now it's on par. See if I might just give you the team scores here for the women while we're waiting. Once again, I don't know 100% for sure if these are through the relay, though it seems likely. So let me get those women's scores through probably all the races this evening, but not 100% sure. So East Bay 652, Azusa Pacific 592, Biola 498, Santa Cruz 471. You can see the other scores there. thus far through the meet. Give you the next page for the remaining teams. Should have podiums momentarily. Matter of fact, let's take you to that camera. Sure, it takes a while to find all 12 swimmers before we can do the awards. I'm sure we'll have those very soon here for you. We do have more exciting action tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's prelims will include the women's 500 freestyle. Well, not just the women's, the 500 freestyle, the 100 backstroke, the 100 breaststroke, and the 200 fly. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4 individual events tomorrow. Then we'll wrap the evening up with the 200 medley relays at night. Diving tomorrow afternoon will be the women's 1 meter and the men's 3 meter. Those will be prelims. And then the finals for that will be Saturday. So once we're done here this evening, we'll be back up and running shortly before 9:30 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow to kick off the Friday events. Schedule looks like it has us finishing a little before noon, so approximately 2.5 hours tomorrow morning. And then Friday, or Saturday, let's take a quick look at Saturday's events whilst we are waiting. Friday will be the 100 freestyle, 200 backstroke, 200 breaststroke with the 400 freestyle relays and also the 1650s. We'll have all but the top 8 swimmers in the 1650 in the morning. And then in the evening, we'll have the top 8 in the 1650 as well.
Your attention, please.
All right, everybody, here we go with awards, I believe.
For the awards for the 400 medley relay, in third place, with a time of 3:47.11, University of Alaska Fairbanks. This is for the women. In second place, with a time of 3:46.83, Azusa Pacific University. And in first place, 3:46.27, California State University, East Bay. Congratulations, ladies.
Oops. I believe they're getting ready for some time trials this evening, hence the sudden change in screen. In case you're curious, the timing system drives most of the graphics. It's not a manual process or anything that I'm doing. As things change in the timing system, they
After these next
automatically get
awards, we
changed
will
in the
be
live stream.
commencing with the time trials.
Should have our men's awards here for you very shortly from the PA announcer. Here's the men's scores as I have them currently. Santa Cruz in the lead with 806.5 points, followed by Biola at 658, Concordia at 584, Fresno Pacific at 559.5. Should have our
All right. For the 400 medley relay men, the results are third place with a time of 3:23.53, University of California, Santa Cruz. In second place with a time of 3:21.47, Biola University. And in first place, with a time of 3:19.09, Concordia University. Congratulations, gentlemen. We are commencing the time trials very shortly. If you are participating in a time trial, please make your way to your lane.
You ready for a time trial?
First time trial is event 807, the women's 50-yard freestyle.
Tell people are bumping our camera, we'll have to put up some better barriers tomorrow as they bump it a little bit. Fortunately, we still have a good image of all of our winners there.
Event 807, the 50-yard free, women's. Heat 1, event 807. This is Abby Lair from Firestorm. 24:92. This is event 808, 50-yard free time trial. This is Anderson Watkins. $24.05. This is event 816, the men's 100-yard butterfly time trial. This is Caden Daniger and Andrew Wildermuth. $54.38, 59.54. This is the men's 200-yard freestyle time trial.
On the 100 back. On the last one, the 100 back. Yes. $146.61, $148.42.
This is the 100-yard backstroke.
We're the last vote, right? I don't see a person in seven. Should I announce it?
This is the 100-yard backstroke time trial. This is Christopher Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be starting tomorrow at 9:30. As you exit, if you see any trash or anything like that, please help us by throwing it away. Again, we will see you 9:30 tomorrow. And that's 56:45. That's a wrap. See you tomorrow. Good evening. Drive safe. It's wet out there. See you tomorrow at 9:30.